Today we're going to be talking about water and more importantly its unique properties. As we discuss the properties of water and how water behaves, think of the lab that we conducted where we demonstrated some of the unique properties and the observations that we made. First of all, we call water a polar molecule. Now when you think of polar, you might think of cold. I want you to think of polar as opposite ends. Think of the North Pole and the South Pole of the Earth, or the poles of a magnet. Now you can think about the poles of a water molecule. We know water contains one oxygen atom and two hydrogen atoms, and these atoms share a pair of electrons for stability. But the atoms don't share the electrons equally, so the electrons are actually pulled to one side more than the other. Notice the water molecule. You can see that there are charges that are labeled on either side. The hydrogen, as you can see, is labeled as positive because the electrons that are being shared are being pulled to the oxygen side more than the hydrogen side. Think of it like a tug of war, and the oxygen is much stronger because it has more protons. So this causes the hydrogen side to be slightly positive, so it usually acts like it is positive. The oxygen side, on the other hand, since it has more electrons, has a negative charge. Because one side is positive and the other is negative, we call this a polar molecule. So water is polar. It has polarity. Polar molecules tend to act like magnets, and they'll stick to other molecules that have a charge. Because water has that uneven distribution of charge, because it's polar, it also forms hydrogen bonds. Hydrogen bonds lead to lots of unique properties of water, as does polarity. These weak bonds are actually formed between water molecules. Remember, the water is held together by a strong covalent bond. Here, water molecules are held to each other by hydrogen bonds that are weak. Remember, hydrogen's positive of one water molecule. It's attracted to the negative oxygen of a different water molecule. Notice the dotted line indicates a weak bond. So one water molecule is held to another water molecule by that weak hydrogen bond. And we can see that water molecules form more than one hydrogen bond. Water tends to act sticky. That sounds like a strange way to describe water, but it's attracted to and sticks to other substances. We call this sticky or attractive property by adhesion and cohesion. It sticks to other molecules called adhesion. It sticks to itself or molecules that are like itself by cohesion, so water to water. Disrupting hydrogen bonds requires lots of energy, and that's going to lead to some of our properties of water. First, we have cohesion. Co means together or alike. So cohesion is when two things that are alike stick together, like water and water. So water molecules are attracted to each other. That's called cohesion. And that's because of hydrogen bonding. The water molecules form hydrogen bonds with each other. So notice our hydrogen bonds connecting the oxygen of one water molecule and the hydrogen of another. That is a weak hydrogen bond. The water molecule is attracted to another water molecule. That's cohesion. Cohesion leads to surface tension. High surface tension is caused by water molecules at the surface being attracted to each other. They create a skin-like surface that is called surface tension, and that's kind of tough to break, at least not very easily. This causes insects to be able to walk across the surface of the water, or maybe you've skipped a rock across the water and it jumps across that pond. That is due to high surface tension. This is also why it hurts when you do a belly flop. Adhesion, on the other hand, is an attractive force between unlike substances. So water attracts to itself by cohesion, but attracts to other substances by adhesion. Adhesion is when different things stick together. So water molecules stick to other molecules. Remember, water has a charge. It's both positive and negative. So it will attract to other substances that also have a charge. This allows water to climb up the inside tubes of plants, allowing the water to go from the roots all the way up to the leaves high in that plant, even if it's a very tall tree. This is due to adhesion and cohesion.